Welcome back, dear students. Today we are going to learn the drafting of a notice for specific performance of a contract. Why a notice is necessary before filing a suit? Suppose you have filed a suit for specific performance of the contract in a competent court and defendant admits the entire claim. Then your suit shall be decreed, but you may not get cost of your suit. This is at the discretion of the court. This cost is sometimes quite high because it involves the paid court fees, lawyers' fees, and other expenses also. So as a plaintiff, court may not award you this cost of the suit. Hence, it is always expedient to issue a notice before filing a suit in a court of law. In criminal cases, my dear students, no legal notice is required, as action is taken by the state as protector of the society. Similarly, you have seen if the other party or the defendant is a state government or central government, Section 80 CPC requires that 2 months advance notice is to be given before filing a suit against a state or central government or against a public officer for the acts done in his official capacity. So, if a civil suit is to be filed against a government, service of 2 months notice is a must, and the notice is to be sent, may be sent on a plain paper or on the letterhead of a lawyer who has a good drafting skills. The notice can be sent in any Indian language, but English is the preferred language for sending a notice. The notice may be sent in Hindi language also. The notice is to be addressed to the person against whom you have grievances. And service of this notice on the opposite party is essential. If the opposite party is not properly served, he will not respond to your grievances. Any person who has faced some legal issues can send a legal notice through an advocate, and it is not mandatory for a person to send a legal notice through an advocate. He or she can send a legal notice on his or her own accord without assistance of a lawyer also. Now, so far as the legal notice formatting and its procedure is concerned, the intimation is sent to other party. That intimation is known as a legal notice. No particular format is prescribed in law for sending a legal notice. A legal notice is therefore a formal communication to a person or entity informing the other party of your intention to undertake legal proceedings against them. Or a legal notice is an announcement to inform someone about something. And in legal word, a legal notice means to draw someone's attention to some other matter or to inform him about something. It can be said that a legal notice is a notice under obligation of law. This legal notice may be sent by email also. Lawyers in India do not agree on sending notices through emails, and in addition to a hard copy sent by registered AD post, a notice by email may be a secondary or additional mode of communication. And this notice now, in this digital era, may be given through WhatsApp message also. The Information Technology Act recognizes electronic communication as proof in the court. So legal notice or message sent through WhatsApp app messaging are a valid legal evidence under law, and a blue tick on the messaging apps is a valid proof that the respondent has accepted the physical copies of the communication. Now, so far as types of notices is concerned, number one type of notice is a public notice, which is given to the general public. Second is actual notice, which is given to a particular person or entity. Actual notice means when the notice of an event is actually known by a person. And third mode of notice may be constructive notice. Constructive notice is a legal fiction that signifies that a person or entity should have known, as a reasonable person would have, of a legal action taken or to be taken, even if they have no actual knowledge of it. And fourth category of notice may be implied notice. Implied notice is inferred from the facts that a person had a means of knowing and which is thus imputed to that person. Now, what is the value of this legal notice? The basic purpose, I told you, of sending a legal notice is to remind the receiver about his acts which knowingly or unknowingly have created a problem for the sender of the notice. Legal notice, my dear students, is a key to file a case in a court of law. Now, with this background knowledge at the back of our mind, now we will start the actual drafting of a notice for specific performance of a contract. So heading will be legal notice for specific performance of contract. You will mention that notice is sent by which mode, say by registered AD post. And dear students, since this notice is typed by some advocate, so notice will emanate from the office of some advocate. So you will draft this notice like this: from the office of ABC Advocate, Court Compound, Surajpur, Greater Noida, District Gautam Buddha Nagar, UP. Date of notice is, say, 1st June 2017. Notice is addressed to whom? X, son of Y, aged about 45 years, resident of flat number 906, Designers Park, Sector 62, Noida, Gautam Buddha Nagar, UP. So X, son of Y is the addressee, and ABC Advocate is sending the notice on behalf of his client. Opening salutation line will be drafted like this: dear sir. Now, lawyer is sending a notice and lawyer has instructions from his client. Client has signed wakalatnama in favor of the lawyer for the purpose of drafting this notice, and then finally instituting a suit. So the opening paragraph, lawyer will start like this: you are a lawyer, you are drafting a notice on behalf of your client. It will be drafted like this: that I have instructions from my client A, son of B, aged about 40 years, resident of flat number 918, Pavilion Court 10, JP Greens, Wish Town, Sector 128, Noida, GB Nagar, UP, to serve you the following notice. Para number 1, now you will write down the facts. That you, X, agreed to sell your house with my client A for a sum of ₹1 crore on 1/1/2017. The said agreement was duly registered in the office of registrar on 1/1/2017 itself, which is registered in register number 1 at pages 289 to 296. Para 2, that you, X, had received a sum of ₹10 lakh only as advance money by check number 123456, dated 1/1/2017 of SBI Sector 16, Noida. The balance money ₹90 lakh only was to be paid at the time of registration of the sale deed in the office of Sub-Registrar, Noida. The said check was debited from the account of my client A on 12th January 2017 and was credited in your account on the same day. Para 3, that the sale deed was to be executed within 6 months from the date of agreement, that is up to 30th June 2017. Para 4, that my client went to your residence on 2nd Sunday in the month of April 2017 and requested you that he is ready with the sum of ₹90 lakhs and requested you to execute the sale deed on next day, but you falsely told him that you will be out of station on that day in connection with his appointment with your doctor. Para 5, that it was also agreed that if my client A will not be ready to get the sale deed executed in time after payment of balance money, he will forfeit his earnest money. But if you will fail to execute the sale deed in time agreed in the agreement, then you will return double the amount, that is 20 lakh rupees, to A. Para 6, that thereafter my client A requested you to execute the sale deed in his favor on mobile phone so many times, but you paid no heed to the requests of my client A. My client A sent 3 emails to you in the month of May 2017, requesting you to execute the sale deed in his favor, but you kept on giving false promises. Para 7, that my client has purchased the requisite e-stamp paper from Treasury Noida for registration of the sale deed. Para 9, my client has instructed me to issue this notice before filing a suit for specific performance of a contract. Para 10, thus this legal notice is given to you, calling upon you to execute sale deed in favor of my client A on 30th June 2017 in the office of Sub-Registrar Noida, District Gautam Buddha Nagar, UP. My client will reach office of Sub-Registrar Noida on 30th June 2017 at 10 a.m. and will be ready to pay balance sum of 90 lakh rupees. Para 11, please note that if you will not execute sale deed in favor of my client on 30th June 2017, wide agreement dated 1/1/2017, I have instructions of filing a suit of specific performance against you at your risk, cost, and responsibility. Para 12, my client A has signed Wakalatnama in my favor for the said purpose. Para 13, a copy of this notice is retained by me for future purposes. Yours faithfully, signature of ABC advocate who is sending this notice are required on this notice, and date of this notice is 1st June 2017. We should mention here the place also. What is the place of this drafting of this notice? Place is Noida. So dear students, the signature of ABC advocate are required on this notice, since he is sending the notice on behalf of his client A son of B. So place where the notice was drafted is Noida, and date of sending this notice is 1st June 2017. So this is how, dear students, very shortly, in a precise manner, we have learned the drafting of a notice before filing a suit for specific performance of the contract, by which sale deed of a flat for 1 crore rupees was to be executed in favor of the prospective plaintiff. He had already paid a sum of rupees 10 lakh in advance, and 90 lakh rupees were to be paid at the time of registration of the sale deed. And last date of registration of sale deed as fixed in the agreement dated 1/1/2017 was 6 months, that is up to 30th June. So by this notice, we have informed the prospective defendant, that is the builder, that you should come in the office of Sub-Registrar Noida on 30th June 2017 and execute the sale deed after taking the balance money. And if the builder will not reach the office of Sub-Registrar on the date fixed, then lawyer says that he has instructions for filing a suit of specific performance against you at your risk, cost, and responsibility. And the authority of sending this notice is also mentioned in this notice, that client A has signed Wakalatnama in favor of ABC advocate. And it is also mentioned in the notice that copy of this notice is retained by lawyer for future purposes. So dear students, this is how we have learned the drafting of notice before filing a suit for specific performance of the contract. So thank you very much, dear students. Thank you.